Hello everyone and welcome to the latest in our series of reaction videos. My first time doing this, and if it's your first time joining us, you're very welcome. I've been pushed out of my comfort zone a little bit to do this and to do the video because of a new release by one of my absolute all-time favourite artists, Peter Gabriel. I've probably been listening to him since about 1980, Games Without Frontiers, right the way through all of his releases, and of course really probably 20 years or so since his last full proper album. He has released a number of soundtrack tracks, one-offs, singles and so on, but this new song, Panopticom, I think I'm saying that right, Panopticom, is the first in 20 years. A little bit of detail about it. It was recorded at his Real World Studios and also a studio called The Beehive in London. And he says, it's the first song based on an idea I've been working on to initiate the creation of an infinitely expandable, accessible data globe, the Panopticom. We're beginning to connect a like-minded group of people who might be able to bring life to this, to allow the world to see itself better and understand more of what's really going on. Pretty deep stuff, as we'd expect from Peter. The lineup of musicians playing on it, a lot of familiar names from Peter Gabriel history. Manu Katché on drums, Tony Levin, inevitably and brilliantly, on bass, and David Rhodes on electric guitar. Peter Gabriel himself on synths, and Ollie Jacobs, who's one of his Real World kind of right-hand men, does rhythm programming, additional synths, and Richard Chappell, also a Real World stalwart, also does some programming. We've got Katie May on acoustic guitar, and we have Brian Eno, whose credit reads bells and haunting synths, and then Peter Gabriel himself, obviously, on lead vocals. And I think a lot of us, before this came out, a lot of us thought that this was going to be, you know, probably the traditional lead track from a new album. It looks very much like, actually, he's talking about releasing a track every full moon, and that happens approximately every 29 days. So it doesn't sound like we're going to get a full album before he starts to tour, which is in April, May time, I think, of this year. But it looks like we'll get a song a month for a little while. He has announced the album title, which is I-O, I-O. And actually that's been a title that has kicked around for a really, really long time that he's been talking about it. So it's finally being released. Anyway, enough of my yakking. Let's get on with watching. Oh, I should say also, before I do that, that each piece that he's releasing comes with a specific piece of artwork, and this particular one comes with a piece of artwork. You'll see it's a kind of a red swirl of some sort, and it's by an artist called David Spriggs, and he said it's the theme of surveillance that connected me with the work of David Spriggs. He'd done a piece relating to that. David does amazing stuff using layers of transparency, so you get these strange creations with a real intensity to them. And you'll see that image accompanying pretty much everything to do with the album. So let's take a listen to it now. This is Panopticom, brackets, Bright Side mix. Don't know whether there'll be other mixes in future, but this is the one we've got now. Real World, Full Moon Club videos that he's put out, that the initial idea for this song was based around a sample, playing that little riff on a sample of a bouzouki, which is a stringed instrument from Eastern Europe, I think. You can really hear that in there. You can hear those vocals quite distinctively. Really, really good song. You know, sounds more like a kind of a thematic thing. I mean, it's not, you know, she loves you, yeah, yeah. It's not kind of a tradition.